Hey folks, it's Troy here. Wanted to show a product I picked up called the BioLogic Bike Mount for iPhone 4. This also fits the iPhone 3 and 3GS. This is the packaging it comes in. I don't normally get impressed with packaging, but I thought this was pretty good. It's I think they try and maintain a fairly earthy or environmental type image. So this is what it came in, and you can see the product in there. Quite good packaging. So I'll show you how it comes. This is what's in the box when you receive it. You've got the mount, the device for containing your iPhone, an Allen key, an inner liner, rubberized inner liner, with a port for your audio and a port for your docking station, and this is the main part here, and it also comes with the additional liner for the iPhone 4. I waited ages for them to produce this. They'd been producing the 3G one for a long time, and it was fairly accepted that these were the best bike mounts around. So I waited and held off until they did the iPhone 4 one, and I'm suitably impressed. I've been using this for a little bit over a week now. That's how it mounts. Ratchet system for swinging it around on the mount, 360. Quite stiff. It's got this side latch. I'm not sure if it's got a specific name they call it. This ridge seal technology they call it, for maintaining your phone in a waterproof environment. You've got another plug up here that plugs the audio jack. I'm not sure how long that's going to last with some real use. I think that's going to come free and be lost eventually, unfortunately. And also down the bottom here with the little plug for your jack, your docking cord, because you can plug into this and then use a charger, or also use a line out audio. This is the line out audio on your docking stations on the amplified, so it's a lot crisper sound. So yeah, if you wanted better audio, you'd use this one here. But to get that little plug there that plugs this to maintain a waterproof environment, I'm not sure how long that's going to stay on. I suspect it's going to get lost fairly easily. So yeah, talk about the mount. This is it here. I've actually got two, because I purchased one to go on my motorbike, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. This is the mount here. It's just a screw type method with an Allen key, and you just wind that down, and it screws down onto whatever pole or item you want to screw it down to, and it mounts like that. One thing I did discover though was that no Allen key that I had, and I've got two good quality Allen key sets, neither of my Allen key sets had an Allen key that fit as well as the one that came in the box. Now I'm not sure if that's just this, the one I picked up, or whether it's done deliberately or not, but yeah, it didn't quite work as good as the one in the box, which was unfortunate, because then you've really got to hold on to that one specific Allen key. On the inside here, you've got this rubberized material that's actually coming free from there. That's a bit not real flash, and that grips really quite nicely onto surfaces like this. That's quite good. This is the one I used on my motorbike when I put it on my bike the other day, and they do say specifically not to over tighten these, and I did over tighten it, and I've actually stripped or damaged that thread there, so that's something to be really aware of. Now that's probably not a biggie, because I'm not actually going to use this on the motorbike, because what I found was this surface here was hitting the sun just like that. This light probably is nowhere near as bad as what was happening on my bike the other day, but I was actually getting a big glare flash when the sun would hit this surface, and yeah, it was not really good at all. So I've decided not to use this on the bike. apart from the fact that you can't operate your phone anyway because, well, the gloves I've got don't, the touch screen doesn't work. I did consider cutting out my thumb, but then after I got the glare factor, I decided, nah, I just don't want it on the bike. It's just too distracting and yeah, just not real good, don't want it there. So I put it on this push bike because it does work well on this push bike, and you don't get, I haven't had the glare. That's probably because of the seating position that's different on this bike compared to on my motorbike. So to go on, you've got these two little, this is the open end, this is the closed end, so it only goes on one way, and then it just slides. It is actually a little bit difficult to get on and off, but at least when it's on there, you know it's on there. And that, that wasn't really that hard to try and do it through a viewfinder as well, which always is a little bit harder. So that's it on the bike. You can rotate it 360 degrees to get wherever you want. Open him up. Now I use this kind of case for my iPhone. I really like this case because I can get my iPhone out so easily, and it's kind of like a bit of a wallet. In fact, I pretty much just find that I'm carrying this with my license and my credit card in there, and yeah, that's another story though. In goes your iPhone, bang, and it's locked in. Now, so, this has been rock solid so far. I haven't had any problems with it. So you turn on your iPhone, and you can see the touch screen's operating quite nicely there. I'm doing this through the viewfinder, so open your iPod. Now the one thing that is a bit of a bummer is that when you use, anyone who uses an iPhone will know that when you use it in landscape mode, you get this the silly shuffle, the silly album thing, and you can't actually do as much with the iPod component of your iPhone as you can when it's in portrait mode. And it should go back to portrait mode, and there we go. So yeah, that's just one thing to consider, but you can still adjust the volume by double clicking, and then you scoot up, and you've got volume controls here. It's a little bit more painful than when you're in the landscape mode, but when you're in like the no playing mode, you've got everything there like that. So that's just one thing I've found. Anyway, I'm not talking about the iPhone and its landscape and portrait functionality. We're talking about this device here. So in it goes like that. You open up your little tab on the side, which I was talking about, which I suspect is probably not going to last very long. And if I had fingernails, it would probably help a little bit. And then you can just put your jack in. And there you go.
For the record, we never broke up. We just took a 14-year vacation.
I've got a little set of speakers up here that I've only just received these, so I'm not going to talk about those much because I haven't really used them yet. I've been listening to the music pretty much in here, and it is very muffled. So if I take this away and press play, you can still getting some music, but it's very subdued. But that's how I've been operating for the last week, just like this. It's been pretty good. But yeah, I wanted a little bit more volume, so I went for the speakers. And you can see I'm using the volume control in the landscape mode. One thing, this little button here, I'll show you a bit more about it. So to take this off, there's a little latch on the back. You push the latch down and then you just pull it that way. And they say it's got a double catch. It catches here and somewhere else as well. So it must be here. Catches in between here, so it's secured in both directions. I think it's pretty good. You can see that there's a little eye for a camera here. And one funky thing that I'm considering, you can get some lenses that you actually can stick to surfaces like this. So this would be ideal for putting an external iPhone lens on, that you can, so you can do some distortion type stuff. That's the button through to turn the phone into sleep mode and do all other functions. But this button here, you can see there, there's a little rubberized thing that goes all the way through this Lexan material, and you'd think it was this whole button on the other side, but that is actually stuck on, and that little button isn't much bigger than that on the other side. And what I found was, the first time I opened this, I gave this a wipe and I actually wiped that button off, but I stuck it back on and it seems pretty good. If that does come off, I think I'm going to stick some other sticker there, because it really just needs to hold that in place. Give it a bit more of a look. This feels really robust too. I would not be too concerned about if this came off my bike and hit the road. I think I'd be pretty confident that my iPhone would be alright. It's got this nice big hinge down the side there. Yeah, so here's the other mount that I bought individually, and I spoke about how that got stripped. Give you a good look at that. And as long as whatever you're mounting this to is like sort of got a diameter of about that, so you can get enough of this into the thread here, I think it'd be pretty good to mount this to whatever you wanted, you know. In any kind of bar, on a boat, anyway. Just put this on here again. Oh yeah, see, I often doing that. I'm trying to put it on from the wrong side. And so that was a bit easier this time. The touchscreen's working beautifully through it. I haven't had any problems operating the touchscreen at all through here. And you can see, like, your image isn't just, well, your image is distorted, but there's no sort of, you're getting your full screen, so there's no problem with trying to get to anything that you want to get to. I'll just do a bit of a zoom in. So yeah, I think that about sums it up, guys. Pretty impressed with this. It'd be good to see how it's going to go with these little speakers up here. Get a bit of volume going, enjoy the ride. But yeah, so far this is good, apart from the glare on the motorbike, which I didn't like. But it's, you know, you could there's probably ways you could get around that by tilting it down a little bit more or mounting it in a different location. But for me and the kind of bike that I've got, it pretty much needs to go where it was. And yeah, I'm all, because of that's kind of up at face height for me, I'm always going to have that problem. Alright, hope you enjoyed. See ya.